All right. You walk back on the fields and you see that sign that says, "Welcome to the land of Oz." What does that do to you?
Well, of course, it brings back a lot of wonderful memories and stuff. Most of my spring training was actually done on the other side in St. Pete. But to have a field dedicated to you is always very, very special, and it meant you did something right.
Let me ask you about a couple shortstops currently in the organization. Tommy Edman, so dependable there, can play pretty much everywhere. What do you like about watching him?
Well, the energy that he brings, the consistency that he brings, and for me, it was always an honor when older guys would say that, hey, you could have played with us. And I say the same thing about Tommy. Tommy could have played with any of the teams that I played on, because he's scrappy, comes to play every day, and he brings that energy and stuff that you need to be successful.
Prospect Mason Wynn. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to meet him yet, but
Yeah.
you're aware of Mason.
Yeah.
I talked to him the other day. He said he wore number 1 growing up because he was an Ozzie Smith fan. He said when he does make his debut, he might try and hit a backflip of his own. Just what have you seen of him, and what do you think he could do for the Cardinals?
I haven't had a chance to do anything with COVID and everything. It's really kind of threw things off a little bit. So this will be the first time that I've had a chance to even visit with Nolan Arenado,
Really?
which I'm looking forward to and stuff. And so I'm sure that as we go through the process here, I'll get a chance to watch and evaluate exactly what it is that I think of players like Mason Wynn.
You mentioned Nolan. You were the pinnacle at your position. He's got to be the pinnacle at his, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's fun to watch. It'll be interesting to see, because as I've gotten out of the game and been away from the game now, sometimes I'm trying to figure out, what it was that I was thinking. Sometimes when you're in it, you don't give thought to it, but you think about, well, what was it that you were thinking on certain days and how you operate. And I think it'll be interesting to see if he operates, and I'm talking about Nolan now, if he operated the same way that I did with just reacting to situations rather than trying to plan for them or anything, operating in the subconscious mind and just letting reactions and things take over, because it certainly appears that way to me from a distance.
Last spring training for Adam Wainwright, as he's going to be in that Red Jacket Club with you someday.
Yeah.
Is there even a way to just sum up what he's meant to this franchise over the years?
No, I think the franchise has always possessed players that have that bulldog mentality from a pitching standpoint, and he certainly fits into the mold of Gibson and Forsch and all the great ones that have come through this organization. And you just can't put into words exactly what he's meant to the organization, because he's been here for so long, and he's a senior citizen now and stuff. And going into your last season, I know it's going to be very sentimental for a lot of people, and especially Cardinal Nation, because they get close to us and we get close to them, and it means so much.
Did you play in fantasy camp this past year?
I did, yeah.
How did it go?
I didn't play. No, I managed.
You managed.
Yeah. I'm at the managing stage now. I don't think many of us play anymore. Well, guys from my generation don't play anymore. We do more managing and
I'm thinking
coaching.
the hands are still there, aren't they?
Well, I don't know. I'll find out here in a little bit. But no, I don't play. I don't play much anymore. So it's fun being able to come down to and hang out with the guys.
Last thing, just your overall general thoughts on this Cardinals team. A couple postseason disappointments in recent years. The loaded lineup, though, what do you think about them this year?
Well, I think the lineup is the lineup, and I think you have those pieces in place. And as is the case every year, you're looking for pitching. You got to have pitching. If you're going to win and you're going to go the distance, you got to have pitching. And those are some of the things that we'll figure out here in spring training, and hopefully it'll be another great year.
I just thought of something else. The rule changes this year with the shift. How would Ozzie Smith have approached? You guys didn't. It wasn't even talked about back then.
We didn't have to do that. And we talk about the shift going away, but it's not the shift's fault. I shouldn't be handcuffed from a defensive standpoint because of a guy's inability to be able to hit the ball the other way. As a professional, I would take it personally if they just tried to play me a certain way. It would be my job to make sure that I did not allow them to play me a certain way, you know. So you got to put the work in, and you know. So as far as the shift goes, I don't know if that makes that big of a difference, because when we played, we didn't play, say, a shift per se. We shaded. We didn't. You end up taking yourself out of position more than you put yourself in, I think, when you do that. And then as far as making the bases bigger, I don't know if that's going to make that big a difference. I think that it's the people who have never played's idea of being able to generate more stolen bases and things like that. But there's no substitute for somebody just being able to do what it is that you're supposed to do.